There's no life that don't have a history. How you start.
Never you neglect the day of your little beginning.
That was how I noticed food throughout the Christmas.
The worst part of it is the government is even encouraging foreign furnitures.
We failed man.
Go to their ministries.
We failed God. God with this Nigeria gave Nigeria everything.
Hello viewers, my name is Emmanuel Esedo and this is The Leading Men. The Leading Men is a program designed to mentor the viewers through the stories and lives of people that have carved a niche for themselves in their various fields. Today we are going to be speaking to an erudite politician, a pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and a retired civil servant. None other than Right Honorable Pastor Oluwawole Kola.
Thank you very much.
Sir, you're a pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God and also a politician. This is something people think is impossible. They believe politics is a dirty game. How did you get to this point?
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. Let me state clearly that the Almighty God that we serve is a God of order of principle, God of peace, and God expects those that He created in His own image to be His ambassador. So when God created us in His own image, we expected to be His ambassador in every area of human endeavor. In your secular life, in your academics, or in your area of specialization, be it politics or business. And one of the virtues of the Almighty God is that, number one, we should fear Him and obey Him and be righteous, live a righteous life. So if for one reason or the other you have totally surrendered your life to Jesus, to God, and you are a true child of God, a true believer, not born wuru. There are three types of born again. The original born again, that is true child of God. Another one is the born wuru, one leg in, one leg out. The third category of born again is the born against. That one is very clear. If you are truly a child of God, you should replicate the character of God. Before I became born again, right away from my youth in the university day, I was nicknamed Papa Senator. Why? Because I was a student union activist. And I was very, very radical. However, after graduation, I had a singular objective in life. And the objective was to become the youngest professor of politics and a senator of the Federal Republic. That was my ambition. However, along the line, I was arrested along the line by the Almighty God. The Lord arrested me. I became born again. When I finished my master degree program, I've already commenced my doctoral program. Along the line, God saw the better agenda. He arrested me. I found myself in the Bible college. To cut the story short, that's how I became a pastor. I became a pastor by divine arrangement. I never bargained for it. If anybody says you are going to be pastor, I will say, look, go and keep it. Because I read a lot of philosophy. I read a lot of Nenism, Marxism, a lot of abstract theories. But I think that was at the stage when God decided to let me arrest this one for my assignment. While I was doing that, I had a call upon my life and I had a transfer from Lagos to Ekiti. But in the process of that transfer, God told me specifically and confirmed my Father and Lord, I'm sending you an errand, an assignment, a missionary assignment to this state as a missionary. You will meet some Jebusite and Canaanites. There's going to be a dark tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, there's going to be a light. So when I came as a civil servant, my people picked up me and I served at various capacity. In the process, they said, look, we want you as the chairman of a local government. I told them, look, I don't want to understand this. To cut the story short, I saw the face of the Lord and it was confirmed. Remember, God does not make mistake. When I was confused along the line, I believed that I need God's direction. I prayed, I fasted. Even within the Christian fold, I faced persecution. How can a pastor dabble into politics? I saw the face of the Lord. And I remember vividly, I went for the Holy Ghost service at the redemption camp. My father-in-law, after, in the usual character when he was ministering, God normally speaks to him. He just stopped. He said, the Lord said, there's someone here. You are my son. You are my child. You are confused as to whether you go into politics. The Lord says to tell you, not only that you go, but I will go with you. In the process, you will be victimized. There's going to be a dark tunnel. And at the end of the tunnel, there's going to be a light. That was the second confirmation, authoritatively. I found myself in politics. In the arena of politics, it was not easy. I remember when I had this first slot, I think we were at year 2010. No, I beg of 201. Year 201. I contested for the chairmanship of my local government. During the period of campaigning, I discovered that after campaigning, after meeting, ward meeting, and all sorts of things, I would tell, okay, let us pray. Or before or after. After we pray, the power of the Lord will come down. We could not deliver, and God began to win so. And now I now recall that particular message when I was coming to Ekiti. I was sending you as a missionary. And I thank God. This is the way God wants to use me as a missionary. However, when the primary was to come, they used it against me. They said, this one who is preaching, and at the same time do politics, he will not allow us to change figure if he gets to the place. The gang against me. So I lost the primary. However, the gubernatorial project has already started. That was the first time of Governor Yodele Fauci. I was in the team. He became the governor. By the virtue of divine arrangements, because of my commitment and loyalty and hard work in the arena of politics and my ministerial assignment, my calling, God was assisting me, was helping me. When Governor Fayose became the governor in year 2003, I was appointed the senior special assistant to the governor on petroleum matters. Later I became the chairman of petroleum, board of petroleum, and later I became the chief of staff. And later I became the chief of state protocol. At the end of that particular era, which was, a different story, the regime was aborted along that year 2006. After the departure of Mr. Governor then, I was contesting. I was already contesting for the staff assembly. When the governor left, those of us who were Fayose's boy, we were persecuted. I contested. I won election. The primary. First lot, they said I didn't meet 50% or 55%. We go for second ballot. I won. I was contesting. 4 days to the election, my mandate was taken away. I spent all my life saving. The only building that I built when I was in federal civil service before I resigned to join politics. I served the federal government for 27 years. The only building that I built in Lagos then, I sold it for that election. 4 days to the election, they took my mandate. It was a challenge. But I told God, God said, I will never leave you, neither will I forsake you. To cut the story short, we came back again 2013 when Fayose came back. He won the election. By the grace of God, I contested again. I won the election to the District of Assembly, and by divine arrangement, I became the Speaker of the District of Assembly today. By the grace of God, my divine assignment, the ministerial assignment that God gave me, God was with me. And I combined the two together because one of the principles of our Lord Jesus Christ is that we should live a life of holiness and obedience. In politics, if we are sincere, honest, and righteous in our approach, Nigeria will be better for everybody. No wonder. And that in the Lord Pastor, the way he said the time has come for we children of God to take over the reign of government. And of course, the Bible is very clear. When the righteous rules, what happened? The people rejoice.
It's true.
I'm proud to say, despite the fact that people are saying, how do you find yourself? You are having men of God in position of responsibility today in this country. By the grace of God, the vice president of Nigeria, current vice president of Nigeria, is a senior pastor of the Redeemed Council of God. And also many other men of God in position of responsibility, laying the foundation for righteousness, laying the foundation for justice, laying the foundation for fear of the living God. In whatever that we do, if there's fear of living God in this country today, we will fight less of corruption. There'll be less of violence. There'll be less of armed robbery. There'll be less of kidnapping. There'll be less of all sorts of moral decadence that pervaded our moral, the societal fabric.
That's true.
So we need people who are God-fearing to be at the helm of affairs. And that's why I want to say this to our youth. The youths are the leaders of tomorrow. Samuel was 9 years old when God began to speak to him. He did not understand. He thought it was Eli that was calling him. Right away from that age, he had a mentor, and they began to mentor him, and later became a national prophet. Our youth should first of all serve God, fear God. When you fear God, when you serve God, say, the Bible is very clear. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and every other thing shall be added unto, including politics, including contest, including positions, including riches, including business.
Thank you very much, sir. This is The Leading Men. We'll be back shortly after this break.
The Leading Men, a television program, provides a platform for powerful, influential, and successful people. It allows them to share their ideas, secrets to success in leadership, business, career, and profession, as well as lifestyle in order to mentor others. The Leading Man aims to close the leadership gap around the world and encourage the next generation leaders. The Leading Man, showing on this station every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Welcome back to The Leading Men. I've been having a great time with the Speaker of Ekiti State House of Assembly, and as a matter of fact, I'm fully inspired. He has been telling us of how being a good Christian can help in leadership and fight corruption. Let's continue with the not too young to rule. You made mention of the youths and how they can lead the society if they can have the fear of God. The bill of the not too young to rule bill, but how do you think it can help the youths into coming into the position of leadership?
Like I said in that platform, I've already said it. As far as Ekiti State is concerned, we were the first to start this particular not too young to rule. We didn't call it long, but we just believe that youth should be given a chance. We believe that a good leader should be able to duplicate himself. We believe that if you are a good leader, you'll be able to build up the young one coming behind. Because number one, the young one has more energy. They have the capacity to sustain the rigors of leadership training process. And at the same time, once you bring them up, those who are older will have a sign of relief that they have people, young ones that will take over from them. And so we believe that in Ekiti State, for you to come up as a councillor or a supervisor, a chairman of a local government, or the chairman of a local government in Ekiti State cannot go be, you can't, if you are 50, you will not be, if you are 50 and above, you can't be considered. As a matter of fact, Governor Ayodele Fayose, the Osho commander of Nigerian politics, the architect of stomach infrastructure, the Irumole that eat right and now is in Panediam, was the leader of that particular movement, who believed that once you are age 18, once you strike the age of 18, once you can vote, you should have a right to be voted for. So Governor Ayodele Fayose, if he has his way, in fact, he will reduce the age to 18. So in Ekiti State, you want to contest now. Once you are 25, you can contest. Among the 177 councillors, there's no one that is beyond the age of 30.
That's lovely.
Ekiti State started it. And we're going to do more. So it's an encouragement. We want to encourage them too. But then, in doing so, they have to be honest. They have to have the fear of the living God at heart. They must be children of righteousness. They must be children of glory. People should, if by the time they see all these qualities, the other one, the one who will pick you. They will say, "Look, this young one must come. We must let him take over."
Thank you very much, sir. There's a saying that when a child washes his hand, well, he eats with the elders. And I think the governor and yourself are really imbibing that into our politics. And that's a very good one. Talking about the just concluded PDP convention, in your opinion, do you think it was conducted properly? Was the election free and fair?
Let me just tell you, my brother, that particular convention is one of the most transparent convention we've ever conducted in this country. By the grace of God, I told you year 2001 as I came into politics, and this is year 2017. 17 years in this particular political business. It's not a small thing. That particular convention was very, very transparent. I was there. The list of the delegates from each of the 36 states have been prepared from each of the laws. In fact, it is statutory. You cannot even add more. Those who are qualified to vote, they are elected House of Assembly members, elected local government party chairmen, elected council chairmen, governors. Those who are elected, they are the ones that are qualified. Board of trustees. So in a state where you have a particular party in power, they will have more number of delegates. For instance, in the state, we have 92. In other states, we have 54. That if there are some states that have only 11 because they don't have assembly, they don't have rep, they don't have senators. These are the list of those people that are delegates. So nobody has altered anything. It was so transparent. I had some people crying that there was a list. In an election where 21 executive members of the party were to be elected, and each of the positions will have 5, 6, 7 contestants coming from 36 states of the federation. How do I know the name of the one I want to vote for, that I would have voted for, if I don't have their list? Somebody is coming from Borno State, and we have 5 contestants for a particular position, or 7. And every contest, there must be groups. Those who want to vote for A or B, they will have a group. Don't want to vote for candidate C, they will have a group. And those groups, they must identify those who they want to vote for. So it is not new. It is part of the process. Nobody has rigged anything.
So, but we have 1 or 2 allegations coming from some of the intending aspirants,
Okay.
that the election was rigged. They have come out to say that it wasn't free and fair. Do you think this is harmful to the general?
I have just told you that election was free and fair. The SSS were there, the INEC were there, the media men are there. The ballot paper that was distributed, there was no name on the ballot paper. You will write the name of the person you want to vote for. The positions are the position of, for instance, chairman, deputy national chairman, is indicated on the boxes. But the ballot paper for that position, national chairman, the vacant names, the vacant space there for you to write the name of the person you want to vote for.
So there is no possibility of
Rigging, for God's sake. If anybody loses election, you should lose gallantly and as a sportsman. And with every due respect to Chief Raymond Doherty. I mean, immediately the announcement of the result was made, he stood up to go and congratulate the new chairman.
Prince Uche Secondus.
Prince Uche Secondus. That is how it's supposed to be. In any contest, there must be winners and losers. Yeah. And as a sportsman, one person must win. Especially when all the laid down rules regulations concerning that particular election has been fulfilled. So nobody rigged that election. You see, people always look for excuses when they fail. But those who really are politicians, I've told you, in year 2001, I contended for chairmanship of local government. And the reason why they didn't vote for me was that they said I'm a pastor. That while I was campaigning, I was preaching and I was conducting deliverance. That if this one gets there, he will not allow them to change figures. So they voted against me. The following Sunday, I went to the church and do Thanksgiving and congratulated the person who won. But when the time came, I later became the chief of staff, who now become a senior person to the chairman of the local government. That was divine arrangement. We should learn how to be sponsorship. Thank you. Thank
you very much, sir. Briefly, do you think that the current chairman, that is Prince Uche Secondus, will take PDP to the stage they plan on getting to come this next election?
Thank you very much by the special grace of God. Prince Uche Secondus, the newly elected national chairman of PDP, will take PDP to Aso Rock. He has what it takes. He's younger, he's vibrant. He was national deputy chairman of the party. He has worked at various capacity. He's a high-level mobilizer. So by the grace of God, you remember his acceptance speech. He said, this new national ESCO of PDP will bring about the obituary of APC come 2019. He's taking us there. I will meet there. We shall meet there.
No problem, sir. I am very, very, very appreciative of your time. Before we leave, do you have anything to say to the youths? The advice for them coming election?
Once again, I want to admire. I love the youths. What happened here today? They have demonstrated a sense of responsibility, a sense of commitment. Youth that are determined to take Nigeria to the highest level. And that is why I want to advise all our youths. Let them come up. Let them be determined. They have potential. Some of our youths are very vibrant, intelligent, cool-headed, hardworking, people of vision, young women that have vision. And I think they should galvanize these particular qualities. They should unite and come up. Like it was mentioned, they should at the same time, make sure that they align themselves with the political leaders. We have mentors. For instance, Governor Odele Fayose is my political mentor. He is my boss. Wherever he goes, wherever your Fayose go, we go. So, That is how it's supposed to be.
Thank you so much, sir, for having us today. We appreciate the advice that you have given to the youths and the steps you are taking towards involving them in government. Really appreciate the time. Thank you very much. This is much we can take on the leading men. We've been having a splendid time with the Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Pastor Oluwawole Kola. He has mentored us and told us that you can be a pastor and be a politician at the same time.